What is up, everybody? It's Travis here from TCGU University, bringing you another UniVersus deck profile. Today, I'm going to be doing Celinka 2 under Fire. So Celinka 2 is a 6-hander with 29 health that has a static that says this character counts as 2 characters in your staging area for effects. She also has an enhance that says remove 2 attacks from your discard pile. If this attack deals damage, your opponent destroys one of their foundations, and they lose vitality equal to the block mod, or if it has no block mod, you get 1 free momentum. So, she is a character stacker, so we're going to start with our additional characters. I play 3 Celinka 2 dots and 2 Celinka 1 dots. Celinka 1 dot says E, once per turn, add 1 card from your hand to your staging area face down. Your non-throw attack gets +1 damage for each character card in your staging area. She also has a form that says discard a momentum until the start of your next turn. Your attacks get +2 speed and your opponent's attacks get -2 speed. So definitely really good. It makes our attacks fast and harder to block, and it gives us a bunch of free damage pump and a free build from our hand. Onto the assets, I play Singular White House. It's a free build off of Moondance Ritual. It lets me draw a card for free. It minuses the checks to play actions, which I don't play any actions. So it really only hurts my opponent. It's very good in our meta right now. Onto the attacks, I play 3 Allurophobia. Allurophobia gets absurd amounts of damage when I have even 2 copies of Celinka in my staging area. So it's getting +2, 4, 6, 8 damage off of its own enhance, based off of just 2 in my staging area. So like, it's already a 3 mid for 20 with its own enhance, which is kind of nuts. And then obviously it scales based on the number of characters we have, which you'll notice is a theme for this deck, is most of my attacks scale and do things with the amount of characters I have. So like, Iron Knuckle says if your opponent blocks this attack, you seal their block, so it's like really good against stuff like Prepare to Fight if they block with like a Toguro Brothers out of the new set, like a Reduction or something along those lines. It just seals it so they don't get the effects on it. It also says E, this attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each character in your staging area. So yet again, when I have 2 copies of Celinka in my staging area, it's getting +4/+4 for free, which is really good. I play 3 Tongpu's Assault, which is a 4-diff that says E, add 1 character card from your discard pile to your hand. It gets multiple 1. And then E, your character cards get -2 difficulty for the rest of the turn. So this is for if you check some characters and you want to just hard build them from your hand. It's also really good on reversal to make them pop foundations with the multiple. Super good. I play 4 Dispelling Horn. Dispelling Horn is a 4-diff ally charge gauge 4 ranged reversal that says E, if I have more characters in my staging area than my opponent, it gets 4 speed and its damage can't be reduced below printed. So since my character's static says that it counts as 2 characters in my staging area, I normally always have more characters than my opponent starting out, especially against non-stackers. So it's just like basically a free stack because it's super hard to block and they can't reduce the damage below printed. On to the bread and butter workhorse of this entire deck. It is Moondance Ritual. Moondance Ritual is a 4-diff ally gauge 2 Fury that says E, add 1 card with a printed difficulty of X or less from your discard pile to your hand, card pool, or staging area that I could normally play. X equals the amount of characters in my staging area. So basically, when I have even 1 Celinka stacked, or just starting off, I can grab a 2-diff or less foundation or whatever from my discard pile, and add it to my staging area or to my hand if I want to block with it. But most of the time it's to my staging area, so I can keep going and just like keep attacking them. It also says E, discard 1 momentum. This attack gets +1 damage for each character in your staging area, and I draw a card. So, just a really good example of what a 2-check should be for a character. It pulls so much weight in this deck, it's kind of insane. On to arguably the second best card in the deck, because it's pretty much every attack in the deck. So, Tech Sphere is a 5-diff charge range tech that says E, choose 1 attack and you're removed from game pile. This attack gains all abilities and keywords and their ratings printed on that card. So basically you can like copy a Moon Ritual Dance and you get Gauge, you get the enhances. The most relevant part, which is what we normally copy, is Alloraphobia. So basically it gets 4 damage with just 1 Celinka in my staging area. So basically my starting character. So basically it's a 4 mid for 18 just with the starting character. Which obviously the more I have, the more it scales. It's just it's an attack with higher base speed than most of my attacks, besides like Moon Ritual Dance, so it's really good to copy them. Onto the foundations, I play 2 Wishing Ward. Wishing Ward is a 0-diff spam that says, after this card leaves your hand due to your opponent's effect, you draw X cards. X equals the number of character cards in your staging area. So I definitely had some hilarious situations where, like, I was playing against Reptile. This was the only card I left in my hand. I had basically 5 characters in my staging area. They made me discard this, and I just drew 5 cards for free. It was pretty nuts. It also says, E, flip, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Your opponent discards 1 momentum. So, very good spam in this deck, because we want some amount of free mill so we can see our attacks in our discard pile without checking them to remove for our character. Onto Goro's Victory Pose. It is a 1-diff spam that says, E, flip, action cards cannot be played during this attack. So basically it stops them from blocking with like Prepare to Fight, it stops them from playing Revoke, all of the good actions. Like, it stops them from playing Deliverance as well, which is really good when our cats are for like 40 damage and they can't block them. I played 2 Police Connections. It is a 1-diff spam with a 6-check that says, before a card would be flipped due to your opponent's effects, flip this card instead as a response. So basically, if your opponent tries to like hunt for spiders and dragons, your piece that you don't want them to touch, you just flip this instead. I play 3 Azure Nightmare. It is a 1/6 that says, effects of this card cannot reduce your opponent to 0 vitality. It also says, after this is discarded, your opponent loses 1 vitality, and after this card is committed due to your opponent's stun ability, they lose 2 vitality. It also says, E, once per turn, discard 1 card, ready this card, playable while committed. So basically it readies itself by discarding a card, so I can just keep going. It's very good. I play 1 Initiate Launch. Initiate Launch is a 2-diff with a 5-check that says, R twice per turn after a keyword ability is played. Ready this foundation, playable while committed. So basically when I play Gauge, when I play multiple, when I copy one of my Gauge attacks with Tech Sphere. Pretty cool. It also says, E, flip, if your printed hand size is less than your opponent's hand size, your attack gets +2 damage. So basically if I'm playing against a 7-hander, I get +2 damage for free, which is pretty cool. I play 1 Not Over Until You Die. This card is it for cheeky plays with Moondance Ritual, letting us draw a card. So it says, E, flip, add 1 attack from your discard pile to the top of your deck. It also has a first form that's actually relevant in this character. It says first form commit if the number of attacks in your remove from game pile is at least 2, you draw a card. So basically it makes you a 7-hander for a commit. I play 2 Marshall Banana. Marshall Banana is a 2/5 that says, E, commit, your attack gets a damage bonus equal to the number of attacks in your remove from game pile. Max 5. So basically this commits for 5 damage on any of my attacks when I need it to, just to get that extra little bit through. I play 2 Folktale Storyteller. Folktale Storyteller is a 2-diff with a 5 check that says, our card pool, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. After you play this card, if you have 2 or more foundations, add it to your staging area. So basically, this is just, I built like 3 on turn 1, I drew this card, I'm going to build it down for free out of my hand and mill myself a little. It also says commit, choose 1 card in your discard pile and shuffle it back into your deck, which can be relevant if there's an attack that we very specifically want to see and our deck's kind of thin. We also play 2 Bonsai Enthusiast. Bonsai Enthusiast is a 2-diff with a 5 check that says, our flip after a card is played, if it has a keyword rating of 2 or greater, it gets +1 or -1 to all of its keyword ratings. So this works for Gauge. So basically, if I see my opponent has like an Immortal Knowledge or something to give my Moon Ritual Dance -1 damage, I can just flip this to make my Moon Ritual Dance have Gauge 1 instead of Gauge 2, so it still deals that damage that I need to grab my character. It also says commit, if this attack has a keyword rating of 2 or greater, draw 1 card. Which basically all my Gauge attacks have keyword ratings of 2 or greater, as well as Alurophobia. I played 2 Commander of Outworld Armies. It says, our flip, after you take 4 more damage due to an unblocked attack, flip one of your opponent's foundations. The next attack this turn gets -2 damage. And it's on a 3 mid block with Breaker 1. So like it's got a good block and a good effect. It flips their answers that I don't want them to have. I played 2 Herald of Germania. It is a 2/5 that says, form, remove one of your opponent's assets. So it's good asset hate, which like assets are pretty good right now. It also says, your turn, flip, after you play a character card that shares a name with your starting character, you can attach it to your starting character. So it's pretty good. If I play a character from my hand, it just makes me stack faster and accelerate, because that's basically all this deck wants to do, is stack characters and accelerate and hyperscale. It's pretty good. I play 4 I Feel Violent. I Feel Violent is a 2-diff with a 5 check that says flip. This attack gets +1 speed for each attack in your remove from game pile, so max 4. So basically you just flip this card for free 4 speed on your cats that's trying to kill them. It also has another relevant ability that says, flip, after your opponent plays a card that that card cannot leave your opponent's card pool during the combat phase. So basically, if they play like a Fatality or something, I think, yeah. So like after they play a Fatality, it can't leave. After they play like a Fog Blanket trying to kick something, they're doing that. It's pretty cool. Good card. I play 4 Kieran Soul. Kieran Soul is absolutely busted in this character. It is a 2/5 with no block that says flip, this attack gets -1 speed for each character card in your staging area, and if I block it, it deals no damage. So basically, with just 1 Celinka 2 and 1 Celinka 1, it's -3 speed on a flip, and says if I block it, it doesn't deal damage. So it's throw hate, it's speed hate, it's everything this deck wants and more. It's just such a nuts card. Onto the card that protects all of my combos from things that I don't want to be hit by. Overly Dramatic. It is a 2-diff with a 5 check that says, flip, after your opponent plays an ability that would decrease the damage or increase the speed of an attack, cancel its effects. Now notice this also cancels character abilities as well. So let's say you're playing against like Kuwabara from the new Yu Yu Hakusho set. This can cancel him, which is very good. It also says Deadlock Enhance, remove, add 1 attack from your discard pile to your hand, which is very good if I ever get into Deadlock. It just grabs Moon Ritual Dances, and Moon Ritual Dances just turn into a bunch of different other things. Onto the last card of the deck, I play 1 Spaceland. It is a 3-diff with a 5 check that says discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Your attack gets +1 damage. And commit, after your opponent adds 1 or more momentum during the combat phase, they discard 2 momentum. So basically, it's good momentum hate. It's free damage pump and self mill, which is stuff that this deck wants.
Okay, James.
Alright, everybody. This has been Travis with your UniVersus deck profile on Celinka.
Try that again. Try that again.
Yep. Alright, 3, 2, 1. This has been Travis with your UniVersus deck profile on Celinka 2. I hope you guys enjoyed the content, and if you did, go check out our Patreon.
We're going to try that again. Don't hold the card over your mouth. Don't hold it over your face. Keep it separate.
I'm Celinka 2.
This has been Travis and the Celinka 2 deck profile. It's the card holder covers 60% of my face.
It's okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright, everybody, this has been Travis with your UniVersus deck profile on Celinka 2. If you enjoyed the content, I would like you to go check out our Patreon and subscribe at the $1 level where you can get very exclusive content for our Patreon subscribers. Thank you, and goodbye. Alright.
I wanted him to say for free.